Hey, what up anyone is watching? This is View with Ice, and today we have the top 10 best showcases of power in One Piece part 10. I've mentioned a few things in some other One Piece related videos, but when it comes to the showcases of power series, I try to get every single showcase of power there is, so please bear with me. And also please like and subscribe, and even if you don't like, subscribe, because I am very random, so that underrated gem that you are looking for might just get recommended sometime in the future.
What? 何か来るぞ。とんでもねえのが。よくぞ来た。
I've brought this moment up in another video, but I was purely highlighting the toughness of Oden, but today I just want to highlight how intense Prime Whitebeard was. Kozuki Oden is known for being very powerful, like even the way he died was a showcase of power, and for someone as gifted as Oden, you would think he would stand a chance even against an S-rank character like Whitebeard, but that isn't even the case. The fight was over before it even began. When you look at this version of Whitebeard, you have to think, what would have happened at Marineford if Whitebeard wasn't sick? The reason why this display was so tough to me is because Appu is one of the 11 supernova. Him being part of the worst generation should automatically make him a troublesome / decently powered character. I think I just expected a little bit too much of Scratchman, because the moment Zoro got serious, all of that supernova worst generation hype went out the window. I've always kind of liked Appu, so I was kind of disappointed to see him take an L like this, but on the other hand, it was Zoro, so I can't really be mad at that. The man defeated King, so him one-shotting Appu just made sense at the end of the day. Now, this is a fairly quick moment, but I feel that I have to highlight this because I have mentioned the first big display of power in one of my earlier videos in the series, so it is just fitting that I mentioned this. This was basically the same attack they used at the end of the Little Garden arc, but this time it is accompanied by some crazy animation. I didn't want the Kid Pirates to go out like this, but it is an elite display of power, so it cannot be ignored. I feel Franky gets disrespected. As much as I love Luffy, Sanji and Zoro, I want this man to have more epic moments, because this fight proved that Franky is a force to be reckoned with. This fight was essentially a battle of who can take the most damage and who is the manliest, and the Cyborg showed exactly why he deserves to be on the ship of the future Pirate King. Senior Pink wasn't playing around with those suplexes. He did some major damage, especially the final suplex. If Franky was a normal character, he would have died instantly, but it definitely showed to the world how tough he was when he stood back up from that monstrous move and defeated the Swim Fruit user. I definitely need more moments like this for Franky, but not just Franky, I want epicness for Nami, Robin, Chopper, and especially my main guy, Usopp.
Franky! I am boxing! 容赦ねえな。まるで拳の雨ある。キャプテンに触るな！
Now, this wasn't a very long showcase, but it was still impressive nonetheless. I am assuming Chopper gave Beppo something similar to a Rumble Ball or an actual Rumble Ball, and he was able to briefly use his Sulong powers. And he actually did a pretty decent job against such a dangerous group like the Blackbeard Pirates. If this fight would have dragged on longer, Beppo would of course have lost, but it was just so dope to see him in this form. Just sad to see it were under these conditions, and I hope the Heart Pirates will rise again.
戻れ。 て捕まれ出撃や
Over the years, Garp has had a few moments that showed glimpses of his power, but we have never really seen him display this level of ridiculous raw strength. This man launched an entire Navy warship into the sky from the ocean straight onto an island with a single punch, which is something that is completely outrageous and just shows how ridiculous the old era characters of One Piece are. And when I saw him do this, it got me thinking, if Garp really wanted to, he could have caught up to the Sunny at the ending of Water 7, because this is basically the equivalent of the Sunny's Kuda burst. Luffy is really lucky that Garp is his grandfather, because that would have been an easy catch for the legendary Vice Admiral. Another thing that came to my mind was, how would the confrontation have looked if Sengoku didn't stop him from going after Akainu after he killed Ace? Luffy's first encounter with Lucci resulted in easily his toughest battle in the show. He couldn't even stand up after the fight. Nico Robin had to use her power to roll him out of that tower. This second encounter really just showed us how far Luffy has progressed, because Lucci also has awakened his power, and even with all of his immense speed, he still stood no chance against the Straw Hat Captain. Fighting someone of Lucci's caliber, you would think that Luffy would take this fight seriously, but for the most part of this epic round 2, it looked more like he was having fun, and then he proceeded to very quickly knock out the infamous Rob Lucci, easily showcasing why he is a Yonko. One Piece has been on fire in these last few months, and I'm just so happy that I started watching this amazing anime in the first place. Otherwise, I would have missed out on absolute greatness. After almost 5 million years of watching One Piece, Shanks finally came forth and showed us exactly why he's such a highly respected and feared character in the One Piece verse. Shanks is easily one of the most hyped up characters, if not the most hyped up character in the series, but after this display, there is no choice but to believe the hype. He has had other moments that justifies him being legit, but this will forever be the moment that solidifies the mystery of power that has surrounded his character for years. Seeing this, you start to really understand why this man was the rival of the most notorious character in the series. I don't follow the manga, but this moment has been highly talked about for a while now, and I must say, it is one of the coolest moments of 2024 so far. I have seen some negative reviews of this episode. Some people don't like it because it doesn't look exactly like it did in the manga, but this was just such a beautiful display of power that I don't really care about what the almighty manga reader thinks. Garp also mentioned that he wasn't satisfied with the level of damage that he had done, so a younger Garp would have most likely done twice or even more damage. The old era One Piece characters are easily some of the most intriguing characters in the entire story when it comes to power, and a spin-off with only old era characters sounds like an incredible idea to me.
Impact! そのどれも叶えられねえよ。
Now I do believe this fight is far from over, but the small exchange between Garp and Aokiji was more than enough to gain an entry in this video. This is the first time we have actually seen these characters in a real fight situation. Yes, we saw Garp throw cannonballs and punch Marco, but those moments were not really fights. We saw Aokiji do a lot of things at Marineford. He also had a cool moment saving Smoker from Doflamingo, and he one-shotted Cracker, but we have never seen these characters in an altercation of this magnitude. The fact that Garp is an old man and he's still able to move around like this and cause this level of destruction just speaks volumes of how terrifying he must have been in his prime. Also, I have to put respect on Aokiji because he is no slouch. The man has one of the best powers, so this will surely be a great fight to look forward to. I just hope they don't skip to the end of the fight like they did with the Law and Blackbeard situation. I think it is high time we get to see characters we have known and craved about for years in some extended one-on-one battles.